Hello class, I'm Professor Jane Williams, and I want to talk to you a little bit about your chapter for this week. I think you're going to find it very interesting, Deviance and Social Control. This all comes down to who we punish in our society and whom we don't, and why we punish certain things and why we don't. Now the social control part comes pretty much like this, simple version. People who do not behave in a way that we feel they should in our society, we want to punish them or we want to keep them away from the rest of us so that society will be able to function the way it was intended. Okay. Now you would think that most of the people, based on what I just said, who go to jail or go to prison, do so because they have violated some rule. And those who don't violate rules don't go. And we watch on the news every day to see those people who are in trouble, who have violated the rules, killed somebody, stole something, hurt someone, and end up going to jail. Once you go through this chapter, however, you're going to find out that not everybody is punished at the same rate, that we may have in our society set up such a system that certain groups of people end up getting punished more often than others. Now, how we go about doing this just might be a surprise to you. Maybe not. But when we decide who deserves harsher punishment, we take in consideration things like, what's their socioeconomic status? That is, how much money do they bring in? What kind of work do they do or their parents do? We don't put this in the law, mind you. We just take it into account when we're making the decisions if we should punish them, or if we're going to punish them, how much. We take in consideration what they look like, where their continent of origin was, even if they haven't been to that continent for maybe 3 or 4 generations. If their continent of origin was, say, Europe, we might cut them a little bit of a break. If their country of origin was some continent that we don't particularly care about or we don't like very much, we might make sure that the law comes down on them with full extent. Be sure to take a good look at that article called Saints and Roughnecks. You're going to see some parallels between the two groups in that article and our society at large. And they're going to actually ask you to ferret out what are some of those things that cause the saints, as they called them, to get less punishment than the roughnecks. And they might even ask you, did they deserve it? And if they don't ask you that, I'm asking you now. Did they deserve, the two groups, did they deserve the punishment that they got? And if they didn't get punished as much as they should, why do you think not? So interesting stuff. And interesting stuff about how we judge other people who are doing wrong. I'm not saying that nobody ever does wrong. I'm just saying how we punish, when we punish, with what kind of severity, with what kind of frequency, is all up for grabs. It may change the way you think of things and change the way you exercise your own authority, either now or in the future when you are the person in charge.